Hi guys, Andy Lehman again from freedomskillsacademy.com. So today I'm going to talk about outsourcing and the 80-20 principle. And so they're talked about in the book, not really a chapter I don't think, but they're in the book. If you want your own physical copy of the Life Bible, which is a 200-page book about how to succeed when the odds are stacked against you, you can get a free copy from the website. You can see the link above my head. We're only charging shipping, which is the same all around the world. So if you want a copy, go get yourself your own copy of your book. So today I'm going to talk about outsourcing and the 80-20 rule. Now, it makes sense to outsource material, outsource work to certain people, because it basically means that things get done quicker and professional, and eventually they can save you money. So for example, if you wanted to build an extension on your house, it makes sense to pay a company to come and do it. If you don't know how to lay bricks, if you're not a plasterer, electrician, bricklayer, joiner, plumber, roofer, whatever, if you're not good on them skills, then paying somebody else to do it basically means that the job gets done quicker, professionally, and it will save you money. If you try and do it yourself, it could take forever and it will probably cost a fortune. So it always makes sense to outsource work to those who know what they're doing. An employee, for example, is really a company outsourcing a specific task to a person for an ongoing basis. Basically, you're paying them a wage for somebody to do that work. Now, a lot of people who are not businesses, who are not employed or are not employing other people, basically the people who go to work and the people who don't generally have a lot of spare money, they are very much savers. They generally try to save money by doing things themselves. So, for example, painting your own house. We come from a generation that slightly older than us. It was people didn't have a lot of money, so they frowned upon the idea of decorating your own home, and so they would pay somebody. They basically do it themselves. The idea of paying somebody to decorate their home was very frivolous and was, in many ways, was kind of frowned upon, unless you were extremely wealthy. It just seemed wrong that you would be paying someone to do something which you could do yourself for basically free and in your spare time, which is fine if you have the spare time. Now, in my world, or in my opinion about outsourcing, is that it's a secret that's being kept. I won't say it's being kept quiet, but it's a secret of the extremely wealthy and the successful. And that is the successful people. They generally know what they are good at, and they also know what makes them the most money, and what's going to give them the most freedom. So they focus on that, and then basically outsource the rest to other people. Now, instead of trying to paint their own houses and save money, what they're more likely to do is pay somebody to paint their house. So let's say a painter comes in to decorate a room and it takes them 8 hours. The successful person will probably go and do an extra 2 hours worth of work, which will probably generate twice as much money than what is needed to pay the painter to pay the house. So they would spend the 2 hours focusing on what they do, which is, the 20% of the work that brings in 80% of the income. They would spend more time on that 20%. So in effect, you could be doubling it from 20% to 40%, but they're basically working on the 20% of the work that brings in the most money. And so, for example, let's say that a person who writes sales letters, a copywriter, so let's say he gets a job and he can charge £1,000 for a sales letter. Let's say it's only going to take him a couple of hours. It makes more sense for him to spend an extra couple of hours working on another sales letter on a Saturday to earn £1,000 than it is to spend the whole weekend painting a lounge, when he can pay a painter to come in and spend, let's say, 8 hours. So the painter comes in, he wants £200, £300, possibly £400 to do the work. So the writer will then make £1,000 work for 2 hours, which in effect saves him 6, possibly 8, maybe more hours from painting. And he's still got profit after paying the painter to do the work. So obviously this copywriter has a premium job which is earning the money, but there's many other ways of looking at this from a smaller point of view. There was a wealthy, successful copywriter in America who would pay somebody to go and fill his car for him, or cut the grass and do lots of the menial jobs. Now, the great thing about the menial jobs, like cutting grass, filling the car, possibly doing the shopping, is that you don't need any skills for that. So basically you can pay someone, I'm not going to use the word peanuts, but you're not going to be paying them a rather big hourly rate and a wage really for, if they spend 2 hours, you're not going to be spending, paying them like £100 or $100 for 2 hours work. Not for shopping, for gardening, for cleaning and stuff like that. So the idea is that, again, like I say, if you haven't got a freedom skill, if you haven't got a premium skill which allows you to earn $1,000, £1,000 for a couple of hours, let's say you're just earning £30 an hour for something. So let's say that you've got a hobby where you can make money from selling stuff on eBay or something else, whatever it is. If you're earning, let's say you're earning £30 an hour, $30 an hour, and you've got the opportunity of having a cleaner come into your house who will basically clean your house for $15 an hour. So let's say they do 2 hours, or let's say do 4 hours in your house, cleaning your house at $15 an hour. That's £60 for the cleaning session once a week. If you have a job or a skill where you're earning $30 or £30 an hour, you can basically do 2 hours work, earn enough to pay for the cleaner, and still have 2 hours spare. Whereas if you were to do it yourself, you'd probably be taking 4 to 6 hours. If you did sort of 3 hours, you'll get an hour spare, and you'll still end up with £30 in pocket and a clean house. Okay, so do you see where I'm coming from with this idea that more people should outsource certain jobs, which is fine. Like I say, if you've got a premium skill or a skill or the opportunity to make some more money, which you're happy with. If you're not happy, if you don't like doing work, then this is a completely different discussion altogether. This is all about being able to make some extra money, doing something that you enjoy, which is then going to give you a bit more free time, but also resulting in the fact that you have some jobs done which you hate. So for example, I don't like shopping, I don't like cleaning, and I don't particularly like decorating. Where I actually enjoy writing, I enjoy working. So if I write in my office with my music on and I'm getting paid to write sales letters or emails, I'd rather do more of that than have to clean and paint, pay somebody to do that work for me, and yet still have extra money in my pocket and more spare time. Because basically, a professional will take someone who's used to doing something will often be quicker than you. But at the same time, if you're earning more money per hour than what you're paying them, then you're always going to get a good job done, and you're going to earn some money, and you're going to have spare time spare. So it's like the 80-20 principle. It is like lots of wealthy people, lots of businesses, successful businessmen and women, they focus on the 20% that they're really good at. Everything else after that, they will outsource as much as they can. And until you've got to that point where you're earning millions or thousands, tens of thousands or whatever, and billions, whatever, before you get to that point, sometimes trying to outsource the expensive jobs can cost you a lot, especially if the expensive jobs are the 20% that's going to make you the money. So in some ways, it probably makes more sense to outsource the smaller jobs and then focus your time and attention on the bigger jobs so you can learn and master them. And in that way, you can start to make more money, pay people to do all the other jobs that you don't like, the stuff that takes up the time, that gets in the way. Because believe me, when you're doing working for yourself, lots of things get in the way, like receptionists answering the telephones. Doctors outsource this work to other people, because if someone was a doctor, a vet, a dentist, whatever business you're in, if you kept answering the phone every time it rang, you'd not get any work done. And if you're not getting work done, you're not going to earn any money. So they outsource the smaller stuff. And that's what you can do in your life. You can outsource sort of things such as sending someone to the shops for just a few items, sending them to the post office, sending them to the supermarket. By outsourcing some of the smaller jobs, possibly not sending someone to fill your car full of fuel, because I don't know what it's like with licenses and insurances. Might be different over in the States, I don't know. Maybe you needed to go on to the insurance, which isn't particularly a cheap thing. But if you can start with outsourcing the smaller works, while allowing yourself to work on other things which bring in more money, then that's good. Now, obviously, unless you really just a lazy bugger and you just want to outsource the cleaning while you sit around in your undercrackers eating pizza, then you're not actually going to get where in life. You can do that if you wish, that's your choice. I mean, you earn your money. But the whole purpose of this is what I'm trying to say is that to stop saving money by doing jobs yourself, like a bit of DIY, a bit of cleaning, a bit of decorating. Unless you really enjoy doing those things, they're often more of a hindrance. You're not actually saving money, they're probably costing you money in the long run, because you could be spending your time working on something which not only earns you more money than what you're paying out for on those jobs, but you're also getting back time, you're buying your freedom back. So you're not paying these people particularly to do a specific job, which yes you are, it's a job that you probably don't like, but you're also paying them to buy back your freedom. So do you see what I'm saying? You could, if you were to clean your house and it took you 4 hours or 6 hours, if you were to pay someone to do that for you while you spent 2 hours or 3 hours working on something that you enjoy, which earns more money, not only will you have more money, you'll also have a clean house, which is what you wanted, but you'll also have some spare time. So you're actually paying people to buy back your time. So focusing on this sort of the 80-20 rule and outsourcing is a great way to sort of give yourself a better life, more time, a more enjoyable life, because there's nothing worse than doing the stuff you don't like. And it's also giving you the opportunity to earn some money and catapult yourself a bit further. So yeah, it's just something I wanted to discuss today. A little bit quick video about outsourcing and the 80-20 rule. So I'm going to bring this video to a bit of a close, a bit of a ramble this time, so I apologise for that, but it was just something I wanted to sort of talk about, and that is you should consider outsourcing some of the little crappy jobs that you don't like, pay somebody to do them for you while you work on something, whether it's a hobby, whether it's extra hours at work or something, learn new skill sets, something that's going to earn you more money in the future. So eventually you'll get the jobs done and you will have more spare time, and you'll also have some extra pocket money in your pocket. So you might pay somebody 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds, dollars for doing a certain job, but you'll probably have twice as much still in your pocket as after paying them people, or because you've decided to utilise your time better, work on the things that you're better at, pay somebody to do things that you don't like, and get more time back. It's a great way. It's one of the things that lots of successful people did. Edison, his wife, basically managed everything. From the children, the house, the parties, the gatherings, everything. She managed everything, even the running of his business too, some of the meetings and stuff like that. She ran everything while he focused on doing his inventions and basically designing and working on new technologies. So while he was free to do that, she did everything else. So in effect, he was buying his time back by employing her, because the more he did, the more money he made, the better life she had in as well, in sort of a roundabout way, because she was happily married to him and earning lots of money, but she focused on all the other stuff, allowing him to do what he did best. And it was a great partnership. So basically he outsourced the other stuff to his wife, which sounds a bit wrong, but she chose to. She was happy to do that, but he was able to go and do the stuff that he wanted to do, which basically meant they earned more money and possibly had more spare time. Because when you have lots of money, you can buy more of your time back, because you're not fighting to earn the money to pay for your bills. So I'm going to bring this video to a close. So again, if you, I want you to sort of consider outsourcing some of your smaller jobs to other people for pennies, so that you can focus on doing things which are going to benefit your life in the long run. Because unless you enjoy cleaning, washing pots, shopping, mowing the lawn, gardening, all that kind of stuff, painting the house, unless you really enjoy doing that, those jobs are a pain in the proverbial. They get in the way, they take up your time, and time is something that you can't replace, but you can always replace money. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. If you want a copy of the Life Bible, like I say, if you go to the link that's actually above me, and you can get yourself a free copy. We are sending it anywhere in the world, as long as we can deliver there, and all we're asking for is the shipping, and it's all the same price wherever you are in the world. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I shall speak to you again soon in another video. Thanks very much, and goodbye.